Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Tori. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my January TBR, which is also Tori forgot not to put too many books on the TBR and put too many books on the TBR, and January is going to be insane. There are so many read-alongs being planned right now that I cannot even keep up. It's kind of insane. I know there's a Song of Ice and Fire read-along, there's a Melazin read-along, there's a Realm of the Elderlings read-along, there's all the read-alongs everywhere all the time, and I can't even keep up. I managed to stay out of them for the most part because I think read-alongs are awesome, but I also know that if I commit to more than like one at a time, I will pull all my hair out and not enjoy what it is that I'm supposed to be reading. That being said, I still managed to overload my TBR for January, and this stack next to me isn't even all the books I'm planning on trying to get to in January, because this doesn't count my like self and indie pub fantasy mood reading stuff that I'm also probably going to be reading. Alright, this is the only read-along that I'm really like committed to participating in at this point. I'm kind of halfway committed to a couple of other ones, but it is Shogun by James Clavell. This, as you can see, is a massive book. This is a big book, and I cannot wait to read this. I'm so excited to read it. It's gonna be an amazing time. I am buddy reading this with a bunch of the folks surrounding Alan from the Librarian of Alexandria's channel. My friend Theo from the Rekindled Reader is going to be reading it, and there are a whole bunch of other people that are jumping onto this read-along starting in January. Some people are going to take more than 1 month to read it, which honestly is probably the smart decision. I don't know if I will get through all of this in January. It depends a little bit on how much else I want to read. If it's a super fast read and I can get through it in like a week, great. It will depend on like how much I'm feeling the book and how much I'm excited to really binge through it. And I also don't want to read this book too fast, if that makes sense. We'll see. I have no idea what to expect with the writing style. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it, so that will probably dictate a little bit of how much of it I will actually finish in January. The only other read-along that I'm like kind of softly engaged in at this point is a read-along of Harry Potter. I know Theo from Rekindled Reader, again, is also going to be doing a read-along for this with some other people. I've never read these. I know all the lore, I know all the characters, I know the story, I know all the things because I've been inundated with it my entire life basically, but I've never actually read the series. This is going to be like one of those things that I can read in like an afternoon probably, so it's going to be a really good palate cleanser, but I am actually kind of low-key excited about checking these out. I know I'm late. I'm so late to this train. I'm excited to finally be able to say that I've read them. The other major reading project that I'm starting in January is Melazin Book of the Fallen. I know that there's a read-along officially going on for this starting in January. I think there was another one starting in December with Andrew Wisreads. I had kind of decided that I wanted to reread / finish reading the series in 2023 several months ago. This has kind of been on my bucket list for 2023 for quite a while now. So it's going to be fun that a bunch of other people are going to be reading it around the same time as me, but I'm not officially attached to any of the read-alongs. I'm sure that I will be able to chat with them and have some discussions on Melazin, and that'll be super fun. But I haven't actually read the first couple books of Melazin since almost a decade ago, so I'm really looking forward to getting back into these. I got myself a copy that I can highlight and take notes in for Gardens of the Moon, because this was a book that really confused me the first time I read it, and I think it's going to be really cool going back to read it again now that I've gotten to book 5 and I kind of like know more things. It's going to be fun to go back and reread this from the perspective of like kind of having a clue. Once I get to Midnight Tides, I will be reading the rest of the series for the first time, which is really exciting. And I'm so ready to finish this series and to have the payoff of The Crippled God and just experience the series as a whole, and then probably move on to some of the other Melazin series. I want to get to Ian Eslamont's series also in the next, probably maybe not this year, but next year. So I'm actually really excited to start this one, you guys. Like, this is weirdly a comfort read for me. I read it so long ago, way before I was involved in BookTube and way before I was in like any kind of a fantasy reader sphere. It doesn't intimidate me. It's just, yeah, I don't get all of it, but that's okay. I love it anyway. If you are planning on joining in the Melazin read along in January, feel free to hit me up on Twitter or Discord to chat about it. I'm always up for chatting about this series. Next up for my in real life friends book club, we have the Hoosier Schoolmaster by Edward Eggleston. This is my husband's pick for our book club. There are 4 of us involved in this book club, and we've been friends since college, and throughout the year we take turns choosing books to read, and then we get together and discuss it in person. It's super fun. I absolutely love it. And my husband's pick for this round was this one. It's a classic. It's like 270 pages and pretty, easy to read text, and I got this super beautiful little antique copy of it. I know nothing about this book, so I honestly don't even know what to tell you. I'm not expecting anything. I'm just gonna go into it blind and just see what it's about. I have 2 other buddy reads that I'm doing in January. The first one is The Things They Carried by Tim O'Brien. I will be buddy reading this with Matt on Books. Then the 2 of us will be having a discussion with Philip Chase about this book. I can't wait. I've been wanting to read this book for ages, and I'm really excited to be able to read it with someone else and then have a discussion with Philip. I think it's going to be great. This is a historical fiction that I believe is told in short story format about different soldiers who were involved in the Vietnam War, and it's a very frontline account of a lot of the things that they went through, and I just anticipate this being a really impactful read, and I cannot wait to read it. My last buddy read, I'm probably gonna get to this before the beginning of January, but I am also going to be doing a buddy read with my good friend Jord from the Escapist Book Company. He's a blogger. If you haven't followed his website, go do that. I'll put that down in the description with all the other links. I asked him if he'd be willing to do a buddy read, and we decided on Chasing Graves by Ben Galley. I've been wanting to read a book by Ben Galley for a while. He's a big name in the indie and self-pub circles, and this is the one that really piqued my interest. It is influenced by ancient Egyptian history, which is an immediate sell for me because that's an area of history that I think I would love to see more fantasy influenced by. From what I can tell, this is going to be kind of a necropolis, City of the Dead vibe, and I'm here for it. I'm very excited to read this. This will be my first experience with Ben Galley's writing. Every chapter has this really cool transition page, super beautiful, and yeah, I'm super excited to read this. That's it. Yeah. Again, that doesn't count all of the other indie and self-pub books that I would like to read in January. At this point, we're just gonna see what I can get through. I think January is gonna be crazy. I have a lot of other things going on outside of BookTube in January. I will have our next Imposter Syndrome episode will be January 7th. So mark that on your calendars. More info on that to come. Follow me on Twitter if you want to get notifications and updates about the newest episodes and when they're happening and who's going to be on it. I'm really excited for the guests this round. It's gonna be a chat. I can't wait. That's kind of my January TBR. I can't believe it's 2023, you guys. I can't believe it. That's insane. This year went by so quickly, and I had a pretty good reading year. Overall, I'm satisfied with it. I had some low points and some really high points, and overall, I'd say it was a good year. It was a good year. I would love for you guys to tell me your favorite reads of 2022, what you're planning on reading in January, what are you most excited to dig into as soon as the new year starts? Do you have any personal goals or things that you're really excited to get started in January outside of books? Tell me all the things in the comments below. And I hope you guys are having a great week, the last week of 2022. It's been a year, guys. I hope you guys have incredible reads this last week of the year. I hope that the year 2023 brings you a lot of happiness, a lot of great reads, a lot of blessings, and I can't wait to see what we can accomplish in 2023. Here's to more books. I will see you guys next year.